Hey, what's up? Welcome to another video from the Pong Professor. In this video, I will outline how to best protect your table tennis blade from moisture. There are many sources of moisture: ambient humidity, sweat, and most notably, water-based glues. Moisture can soften a blade and change its playing properties over time, as well as causing the outer plies to splinter when removing rubbers. For more info on sealers, check out the article I recently wrote. The link is in the description. In this video, I evaluate 5 different products that you can use to seal your blade. That is a tailor-made table tennis sealer, 2 polyurethane sealers, and 2 oil-based products. I applied 2 thin layers of the table tennis specific and polyurethane sealers on the playing surface of a Limba test blade. After applying the first layer, I let the blade dry at room temperature for 2 hours before applying a second thin layer and then leaving the blade to dry overnight. When using the oils, I applied 3 thin layers, letting the blade dry overnight after each application. First, I evaluated the Revolution 3 Table Tennis Wooden Blade Sealer, which is a thin, lemon-colored, water-based varnish. It is very easy to distribute this sealer, which is supremely economical in use. The sealer, which dries in less than 2 hours, penetrates slightly into the wood grain but also remains on top of the outer ply as a thin, non-sticky, clear, and slightly shiny film. The treated surface feels far smoother than the untreated surface. I was able to use considerably less glue when attaching rubbers since the blade absorbs less of the glue. Following use, the rubber was far easier to remove from the treated surface relative to the untreated blade. Next, I used an oil-based polyurethane sealer from Minwax, which you can get in most home building stores. It's fairly easy to apply this sealer, but it should be applied thinly to avoid splotches. It dries relatively fast, but the surface remains slightly sticky even several days after application, and it has a distinctive odor of the product. This sealer penetrates more deeply into the wood grain than the Revolution 3 sealer, but also forms a thin film on top of the blade, though it seemed less uniform than the Revolution 3 sealer. The treated playing surface turned more yellow but felt as smooth as the Revolution 3 sealer. I was able to use even less glue on the blade whilst attaching the rubbers, and the rubbers were supremely easy to remove after use. Next, I used the water-based Varathane Ultimate Polyurethane Sealer, which is a thin and milky liquid. The blade surface absorbed more of this sealer than any of the other sealers. Since it is a water-based sealer, I expected it to dry slowly, but that was not the case. It too seemed to penetrate slightly into the wood, but also sits on top of the outer ply, forming a similar, non-sticky transparent film as the Revolution 3 sealer. The treated surface is extremely smooth, and once again I was able to use less glue on the blade whilst attaching the rubbers. However, I had to sand the surface since the rubbers wouldn't stick properly to the surface otherwise. It therefore goes without saying that rubbers were very easy to remove following use. Fourth, I used linseed oil to treat the playing surface. Linseed oil is a yellow, thin, and fruity smelling oil. While it is very easy to distribute the oil, it takes a very long time for the oil to become absorbed into the blade. The surface remains sticky even after overnight drying. The oil penetrates deeply into the wood and stains the outer ply in a yellowish hue, but does not leave a film like the previous sealers. Compared to blades protected with the previous sealers, I had to use more glue when attaching the rubbers, but still a little less than with the untreated surface. It was easier to remove the rubber from the treated blade relative to the untreated blade, but not as easy as with the polyurethane sealed blades. Based on this, I reckon that linseed oil provides less effective protection against moisture than the polyurethane sealers. Lastly, I treated a test blade with a Penofin deck stain that contains Brazilian rosewood oil. The stain clearly contains volatile organic compounds and should only be applied in a well-ventilated area. It is easy to distribute the oil and it absorbs faster into the blade than linseed oil. The product penetrates deeply into the wood and also stains the outer ply with a beautiful red color. Like linseed oil, it does not leave a film. The surface feels smooth, and I was able to use slightly less glue to attach the rubbers than with the untreated blade. The ease of rubber removal mirrored that of the linseed oil treated blade. Next, I briefly evaluated the playing properties of the sealed blades. I attached my usual backhand Spinlord Varan 2 short pips using the Revolution 3 glue and evaluated the playing properties doing simple backhand driving and blocking warm-up drills. The blade treated with the Revolution 3 sealer felt very similar to the untreated blade. The feeling on backhand blocks was perhaps slightly sharper than on the untreated side. My consistency was slightly improved. Backhand blocks executed with the blade that was treated with the oil-based Minwax polyurethane sealer felt considerably softer and were a little slower than those from the untreated blade. My control, however, remained excellent. My backhand blocks were quite inconsistent using the Varathane treated blade. On some blocks the blade seemed more bouncy, whilst on others it seemed slow. I wonder if this is due to inconsistent attachment between the rubber and the blade. The backhand rubber also felt thinner and more glassy. For sure, I did not enjoy this combo. My backhand blocks using the linseed oil treated blade felt slightly softer and slower than the untreated blade, but I enjoyed excellent control. The blade had a very old school, natural feel to it. The Penofin treated blade felt great on backhand blocks. The feeling is more crisp, and the backhand blocks were faster than with any of the other blades. Yet, I still enjoyed excellent control on backhand blocks. So there you have it. The polyurethane-based sealers probably provide the best protection from moisture, but they also change the playing properties of the blade and in one case made it difficult to attach the rubber to the blade. If you're looking for a classic soft feel, I could recommend the linseed oil, though I don't know how well it protects blade from moisture. If you want a sealer that confers good protection against moisture and offers a slightly sharper feel, I can recommend the Revolution 3 sealer or the Penofin deck stain. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell if you want to support this channel and watch similar content from me, the Pong Professor, in the future.